Last night, the odds of this player going number one in the draft, 50-1.
Oh God, this is changing. Now people are floating out that Bryce Young's too short and it's not going to happen. Is this what's going on?
This morning, this player's odds of being drafted number one is 20-1. Last hour, the odds of this player going number one overall, 10-1. Now, according to Darren Ravel, the odds of this player going number one, 4-1.
4-1.
4-1. Who is this player?
Well, obviously it's not Bryce Young because he was the odds-on favorite.
Kang, you've seen this, right? Yeah.
It's got to be another quarterback.
Hold on, before you go, I want to take 10 texts right now. Who do you think this player is? That last night was 50-1 to go number one overall, and right now is 4-1. First 10 texts at 248-539-9797. We'll read on the air. Gator, I want you to work your way through this.
All right, I'm going to keep working.
Because you got to start with somebody.
Right. No,
there's almost no chance.
So, we start with Bryce Young was the odds-on favorite before, so and I imagine still is, but he's out, so that's not it. So it's everybody else. I don't think it's C.J. Stroud because all the smoke with him is turning into flames right now, and I just don't see him being the guy that shoots up to number one. Which is strange because the knock on Bryce Young is his size, right? That's the knock. Yep. There's no other knock on it. It's just, hey, he's a 5'10" quarterback. Is that what you want to see? So I can't think it's Stroud, even though it's stark contrast in size. Richardson's a project. I mean, I'm thinking it would have to be a quarterback because Carolina is not moving up to number one to take a defensive player. I can't believe I'm saying this. Is Will Levis the guy that's shooting up?
Okay, let's read the 10 texts. Kang, you got 10 texts?
I got more than 10, but I'll try to read the first 10.
All right, here we go.
People that signed their text, at least. Gary, South Carolina, got to be Richardson. James in Toledo says Will Anderson. Josh Woodhaven says got to be Will Levis. Josh from Monroe says C.J. Stroud. We got Ron from Northville says Will Levis. Luke from Brighton says Richardson. We got Zach from Warren says Will Levis. Jim in Wolverine Lake says got to be Tyree Wilson. Ed in Brownstown says Will Levis. Unnamed texter Richardson. Ron in Truck Will Anderson. Is that 10 yet, Doug?
That's, I think, 11. But well done. Thank you, everybody, for sending your text in. The correct answer.
It's a lot of names there.
The correct answer is Will Levis.
Dumb, dumb, dumb. That's what Kang and I do. We had to come up with our own sounder when people had a bold-ass prediction and we thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
When it crossed that line.
Yeah. Want to try this again, Kang?
Yes.
Dumb, dumb, dumb. I mean, honestly, if I'm going to take – if you were going to talk yourself out of Bryce Young, that's your own business, right? If you're going to believe the smoke and say that it's not going to be C.J. Stroud, which we can – okay, I'll buy that. But if my choice is a quarterback, if I'm having to choose between Will Levis and Anthony Richardson now, and I'll throw Hendon Hooker in the mix, Will Levis is a distant third in that race.
He really doesn't like Will Levis.
I mean, I would take a shot on Anthony Richardson if that's the case because the ceiling is so massively high. I don't even think the floor is that high for Will Levis.
So you're trying to think about this logically.
Yes.
And I appreciate that, Gator. Do you guys know why, or at least the rumor why this is happening? So obviously money moves the line, right?
Yes.
Why is there so much money all of a sudden being put on Will Levis? Some big-time gambler threw a lot of money? No, that's not enough money. You need a lot of people to do this.
Right.
So why are all of a sudden a lot of people betting on Will Levis?
Can I make a guess? Do you
Sure.
know the reason why?
And yes, I think I know the reason why.
Because people think Indianapolis is going to trade up to number one. And Indy seems to love Will Levis.
Another logical answer.
But not the correct one.
Not the correct answer.
Right.
I'm like, wow, Doug knows something.
Have you guys heard of Reddit?
Yeah.
Yes.
People post stuff on Reddit all the time.
Yeah.
People post stuff that they think is inside information on Reddit all the time.
Well, yeah, and sometimes it comes out to be true. Yeah.
Stock market, hey, bet on this guy, gambling tips, right?
How's GameStop? Yeah.
This was posted on Reddit. Will Levis is currently plus 4,000 to be the first overall pick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's telling friends and family Carolina will in fact take him on Thursday. You're welcome. This has gone viral.
These kinds of things make me laugh, and I just said, "Wow, this is." I was going to say this is awesome. I don't know if it's awesome, but it's really interesting.
So, okay, is it interesting because you think it's true?
No, I don't think it's true.
He's telling friends and family Carolina will in fact take him on Thursday. You're welcome.
So I mean,
watch what happens later today when the odds jump back to 50-1. If it does that, if it keeps getting shorter and shorter there.
So a Reddit post has driven this from 50-1 to 4-1 on Will Levis.
Yeah. A Reddit post made people made the 20-something crowd millionaires over the GameStop stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. So a Reddit source has driven the Vegas market from 50-1 to 4-1. All right, let's start with the premise.
Amazing.
Let's just work on this.
Amazing.
Let's just work as if this is true. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the draft. Like, I absolutely love the criticism of Mel Kiper and of Peter King and of us when people like to send, that's never going to effing happen. But you know what's going to happen Thursday night? A whole bunch of stuff that was never going to effing happen.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Like, first of all, if you try to put together a mock draft, you can just regurgitate what everybody else says and also know that everybody's always wrong. So all of it is a guessing game, and you do your best with the information available to try and narrow in. But the crazy thing about it is, like, you could be number 2 on everyone's draft board, but if they all have a different number 1, there's a chance that you're going 8th. right? I mean, that's just the way it works. And so, could Will Levis go number 1 to Carolina? I mean, think about this. Is this the time of misinformation? Maybe everybody loves Will Levis, but nobody's saying it because they don't want anyone to know it. If Will Levis, okay, quit with the look.
I want look,
Gator.
Quit
with the look.
I did give a look.
Quit with the look.
Sorry about the look.
But think about it. If everybody loved Will Levis, would they tell anyone? They wouldn't. Maybe Will Levis is the best quarterback available in this draft, and all these teams are talking about everybody else because it suits them. It's in their best interest. Right?
There can be a lot of broken hearts on Thursday.
Well, Bryce Young's?
Oh, Will Levis went first. Oh, but I love Will Levis. I understand what you're saying.
Yes, there's somebody. There's
you're absolutely right. Now, do I believe it? No.
Okay, but there's misinformation out there right now. There's a player that is being completely downgraded. It's going to go way higher than everybody. There's 10 players that are going to go way higher than everybody thinks, and there's 10 players that are going to go way lower than everybody thinks because it's misinformation season, and we're all subject to the misinformation.
Well, we're only going to pay attention to the first round when it comes with this misinformation, right? I mean, I'm sure there are guys you think have a 5th round grade to go in the 2nd round or the 3rd round. That's great and all, but that's doing deep dives in the draft. Looking at the first round, there will be players like this, and as you're pointing out here, is Will Levis going to be that player that at the 11th hour becomes the favorite to be the first player taken in the draft when 72 hours before he was 50-1 odds, and it was like a done deal. Now, does this mean also perhaps? I mean, you wouldn't think because things are slotted, but that there's discussions between Bryce Young's camp and Carolina have stalled, or that they've put some weird demands in there and
certainly possible.
It's not happening, or did their detective dig up something on Bryce Young at the last second? Nobody show up to his birthday party? What happened here?
Remember a few years ago when the Patriots took Cole Strange, tackle from Tennessee Chattanooga?
Yeah.
And the whole world responded with, why take this guy in the 1st round? Because that's the way their board was set up. And everybody's board is different, and that's
Yeah.
what makes this an unpredictable. It makes it fascinating and unpredictable. So, am I buying that Will Levis? Do I suspect Will Levis is going to go number one? No, but do I believe this could be true? Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, I think it could be true. I think you never know what teams are thinking. I mean, every draft you go, are you kidding me? Did you just do that? Every draft that happens,
Dude,
right?
you know what we need now? Clearly, a mock draft from Reddit.